Hey everybody, J Squared John Jeremy here, and it's been almost a month since our last Star Citizen update, and I think it's about time we discussed a bit of the game. I think monthly updates right now are pretty good. Pace on the game continues as far as progression goes. Since the last video, which was released back on the end of August at 8:31, there's been a lot of advances as far as what is going to be made available to players of the game upon release. And that's by these players hitting particular stretch goals for Star Citizen. First, the first stretch goal that was hit after the release of that video was the fact that every pledger now to Star Citizen will get access to a exclusive starting system. Now, there was some confusion when this was first announced as whether or not this was going to be something that was going to remain exclusive permanently for backers. It is not. It is just going to be an area where those people who did back the game will have first access to, and then everyone else can find the location in the future. The next goal was actually a three-part goal. So the first portion of that was that every pledger would receive a PDF document with information regarding how to dogfight with their particular ships, which is, nice and interesting. There is also going to be a monthly RSI museum feature produced for players, as well as what I think is to be the biggest of the three goals. Players are now able to compete and try to own and operate space stations in the Star Citizen universe. Now, these space stations are limited, so there's going to be a lot of fierce competition. In fact, there's already a lot of that competition going on right now on the Star Citizen website. The game is far from launch as of yet, but that was the latest goal that was hit. Now, there is another goal that it's about to be hit. It's about 78% of the way there as of the time of this recording. And it's $20 million. $20 million stretch goal. And that goal will give the reward for first-person combat on select lawless planets. Now, there's been a lot of talk of this game as, the essence of space simulation for the 21st century, the next generation of simulation. But there hadn't really been much discussion as far as first-person combat went. Well, if you hit $20 million now, according to Chris Roberts and the Star Citizen production team, they will include first-person combat in certain areas of the universe. So there's something to look forward to, I'd reckon. I'm not really too big on first-person combat, but I'm sure that many who maybe aren't too big on space simulation would enjoy a first-person combat feature to the game. My biggest concern of that is the whole EVE Online Dust 514 scenario, where it just seems to me like Dust 514 is the redheaded stepchild, and while there was a lot of work done on the game, it's not really that big per se, and doesn't really get enough accolades, and it feels kind of tacked on almost to the EVE Online universe. But hopefully it'll be different for Star Citizen's first-person combat. Now, they've already announced the $21 million goal, and I think it's also a really big goal and a really big mark to accomplish for players. And that's the idea of a salvage mechanic career. So think about it this way. In the idea of space, you have your good guys and you have your bad guys and you have your gray guys where they're not good and they're not bad, they're kind of in between. But what about a civilian? What about a guy who's just in it not because of, some lifelong crusade against evil, or because he's looking to make a buck? Maybe a salvage mechanic is looking to make a buck, but I mean, you're not really thinking about it in terms of good or evil. That's what a salvage mechanic career can do. Think about it as if you're somebody who's trying to recover relics from crashed starships. Or perhaps you're trying to salvage what's left of a crashed starship. Maybe you'll find ruins of a lost civilization. These are some of the things that can happen to a person playing a salvage mechanic career, so far as what Star Citizen's production team has explained. And that's huge. That's a whole nother avenue for players to think about when it comes to how to play Star Citizen, how to formulate their own characters. I mean, there's a lot of talk right now of military, there's a lot of talk right now of mercenary, and of bounty hunters, and of merchants. But I think salvage mechanics, while it may not sound like the most exciting, it really gives an added avenue of immersion for the game. Imagine if you're that one character, that one salvage mechanic that every other player knows about and knows you've got the goods that they need. Maybe you found some super secret bonus module that's super rare that an ancient civilization created, and then they were wiped out, but they had greater technology than what we have today. Things like that are what really make the game, I think, quite interesting. So that's the $21 million mark stretch goal. And they've already said that they're going to continue with these stretch goals. The game won't technically be funded until around the $23-24 million mark. That's when the game is officially completely crowd-funded. But based on the feedback that they've received from the Star Citizen player base thus far, the players want more stuff, and they'd be willing to pay for more stuff, and they want more stretch goals. And to be quite honest, I mean, stretch goals for this game are making them a ton of money, so I don't expect them to end that anytime soon. So while I was going on and talking all about that stuff, you may have noticed the fact that I was moving my character around in my hangar. You may have also noticed that my hangar has increased in size since my last video. That's because there's been a lot of additions been made to it. There have been 4 patches since the first video came out at the end of last month, and I've made quite a few additions to the hangar itself. Some of them are cosmetic, like these posters here. These guys you can purchase from the website directly. You would be using what they call United Earth credits. I think those go for technically like $1, those posters, a piece. But you can purchase those credits with real-life money, and obviously, deck out your hangar with some nice customizations. The biggest customization that everyone seems to be fond of is this particular contraption. This is a buggy. Its technical name is a Gray Cat PTV, which is basically a fancy name for a hangar buggy. This particular thing can allow you to drive around your hangar without you using your character to walk. As you can see right here now, it's really, really finicky when it comes to controls, but quite fun to drive, and it's actually the first mechanic, really, of driving that you can see in Star Citizen. So, this was one of the purchases that I made from the Star Citizen website. This one in particular costs 15,000 Earth credits, which equates to, obviously, $15. So that's the Gray Cat, and I will get out of it now, hopefully. And again, that's going to be a permanent feature for this hangar, so obviously once the game is launched and there's a lot more to do in your hangar, having one of these guys around is something that, that's a nice little piece for moving around in. Now, I did purchase some additional ships since the last time that we have showcase this hangar, so I'm going to go ahead and go over these guys and then kind of go over what they represent, what they're there for, what their purpose actually is. And I think I'll start with actually the ship that you guys have already seen right now, and that's the RSI Constellation here. So the RSI Constellation is a multi-player potential craft. It's meant for multiple users. One person can, run the ship itself, and then there can be people around for, turret purposes. And obviously this has also gotten an upgrade since the last time we saw it, so it's nice to actually look around and see some nice things Very cool. Let's sit in our captain's chair here. Is it going to let me? Yes, it will. All right. So the RSI Constellation here is basically it's a multi-person freighter. Think of it like your personal Millennium Falcon from Star Trek lore. Although it's a bit more than just that. But yeah, great for those people who are interested in a merchant career. Also great for those people that are interested in a smuggling career. This can get you what you need at any given time. You can see you can actually see outside of our ship. Really cool. Can't wait to see what that looks like actually when you're in space. And then this guy over here, what is this? This looks like it's a fighter. Yep, that's a fighter craft within the actual constellation itself. And we can see the weaponry right here that it uses. And there's a cot for me, it looks like. Oh no, these are cots. I'm dumb. These are cots. Those aren't weapons, unless you count bed as a weapon, which in my case, you know, lack of sleep may be considered a weapon. But, oh, there's a thing I can use right here. Look at that. My own... Oh, man. I can use the toilet. I can use the toilet. This game just got real, guys. I am sitting on the toilet. And I'm holding... What, my hand... I'm not holding anything, but it looks like I'm like... You've got my hand outstretched for a purpose. Interesting. Don't forget to flush. Flush, you fool. Alright, whatever. Can I go in the shower? I can go in the shower. Look at that. Alright, so I'm in my shower now. And can I close the door? Yes, I can. Caution, floor slippery when wet. Is there a way to turn the faucet on? I guess not. Not yet, at least. Alright. Good to know, though. They're adding these features in almost regularly now. So that's the RSI Constellation here. We can go downstairs here, it looks like, and... I think we can go downstairs. Yeah. What's this do? There was a use button here, too. Use. Use, damn it. There we go. Use. Nope, that was the captain's chair. Get me out of the captain's chair. Don't want to be in it anymore. No, damn it. Alright. Let me out. Alright. So that's the RSI Constellation. Let's go ahead and head out. And we'll see what else is around. Very cool. Where... Okay, I went out this way. Alright, the next ship we're going to take a look at is actually what many players are going to be familiar with at the start of the game. This right here is the RSI Aurora. This is a starter vessel that is pretty much your standard flyer. Go ahead and open her up right here and come on board. So as you guys can see here, we've got our one-person pod. You can basically just kind of sleep in, and this is a cramped space, if anything. Wow, I feel totally claustrophobic here. Somehow my character is actually comfortable. Don't know how that's possible. And the door is shut. Alright, so now I definitely feel claustrophobic here. So the Aurora is basically your beginner ship. Most players aren't going to stay too long in it, but there are a lot of areas that are available for upgrade on this particular vessel. So maybe it may be an option for those that they don't want to purchase the more expensive ships. They just want to outfit more with what they have, and this gives them that opportunity. Oh, my chair here doesn't move. Look at that, I have pedals. Don't know exactly what I'm pushing there, but okay. Here's our cockpit here for the Aurora. Interesting. Alright. Head on out of here. Once again. Oh, there's the buttons. They now make sense. Remember, guys, this is early alpha. Not even really alpha. But it's an opportunity for us to take a look at what they've designed for us here. Next ship I'm going to show you guys over here is the Origin 325A. So your 325A is basically a militarized fighter. It's got missile launchers on the sides of the ship, and in the center, it's got what's known as a mass driver cannon. Quite interesting to use or to potentially fly. I don't know how to get in it yet. This is a recent purchase of mine that I have not yet gotten to go in. So this will be a new experience for the both of us. So your 325 is, again, your militarized fighter. Oh, damn it. All right, that's not a good idea. Get up. Get in my ship. I guess they don't have an inside yet for it. But, you know, space? Jump? Nope. All right. So, oh, I forgot. You have to climb your way into the fighters. Interesting. Alright, so, yeah, militarized fighter, basically those that play the single-player campaign of Squadron 42 will be more familiar with this particular type of design. You can actually use this once you finish with your military career, if you can get one. And this is basically your weaponized, I guess you could think of it like an X-Wing, where it's like it's a fighter pilot with very nice maneuverability, nice weaponry, and she can take some hits. Well, I guess it's not like an X-Wing in that regard. An X-Wing can't really take too many hits, although it's definitely got a good couple options on her. Let's go ahead and get out of here, and we're not even going to worry about closing the door on that. Let's take a look at our next couple of vessels. So this is another portion of the hangar right here that opened up when I purchased more ships. This guy right here, this is the Origin 315P. So again, very similar. These Origin fighters are very similar to each other. This guy over here is meant for exploration. So the biggest things about her is this guy right here. This is actually a tractor beam. And it has long-range engines, so this is designed for long-range flight, different from the other fighters that you may see in Star Citizen. So let's go ahead and climb aboard this guy. The cockpit itself should be very similar, though. I would assume so. Climb on board here, and yeah. Different mechanics, different options that are available, but the premise remains the same. You wouldn't want to use a military fighter for exploration, and you wouldn't want to use an exploration fighter for military purposes. They don't work. Now this guy right here, this is the Origin 300i. So the Origin 300i is basically your what the Star Citizen production team calls your luxury spacecraft. It's basically meant, I guess, for travel, according to what the website has, although it says it has dogfighting maneuverability, so perhaps you could put weaponry on it for use, but again, this is kind of, I guess this would be kind of used for, like, your captain's yacht, really. You know, your personal and private spacecraft beyond, like, the Constellation, or whatever other craft you were flying in. There were a couple of other ships that I purchased, although I guess there aren't any models available for it. I purchased an Aegis cruiser, which is basically a ship that was formerly used by police vessels, but now used for bounty hunting purposes. Haven't seen that in the hangar yet. Quick thing though, you can actually go ahead and use this elevator here to climb on and head over to the other side of the hangar, which is quite interesting. which makes me think there's going to be multiple levels of the hangar once it's fully developed. But as you can see here, like, I can come out here and kind of see everything from a top-down view. Very cool. Very cool indeed. I want to know what that button does down there, though. I've yet to touch that button. And I want to do it. It's like one of those things where it's like, oh, there's a button. Gotta press it. Curiosity kills the cat, as they say. But I'm curious. What does that button do? I'm like Dee Dee from Dexter's Laboratory. What does this button do? So, that button apparently crashes the game. And here I am back where I started. So, that was kind of your update on Star Citizen. You guys got to see a couple more ships, and got a bit more information on the game itself. As always, I am always interested in talking about Star Citizen. It's one of my games that I am greatly anticipating when it is eventually released. I am finally getting my personal t-shirt that I was supposed to be getting during the whole Kickstarter period, and I will be picking up a gold Vice Admiral Citizen card as soon as they replace as soon as they process my replacement order. And I look forward to playing with you guys that are also going to be playing Star Citizen. Until next time, this is J Square John Jeremy signing off, saying so long and take care.